right, man, let's talk about James Pearce Jr. From the Tennessee Volunteers. I'm gonna talk about the dude from UCLA too. I can't pronounce his name, but we'll talk about him too in another video. So a lot of talk about his character concerns, his weight. I think they have him listed at 245 as a defensive end. I gotta understand the NFL is changing. You know, the Lions. Somebody brought up in the comment section like heavy front seven guys. They don't draft for speed, and that's a problem. When they play Lamar Jackson, it's a reoccurring problem. When they playing mobile quarterbacks, Caleb Plant, it's a reoccurring problem. You have to be built for speed. Now, the thing about being built for the terrain and built for rugged, you know, it travels regardless. It's always best when you play guys like Lamar, when you play Jaden Daniels, with that type of brand of defense, it's best to play them in the elements. You get them on turf, you get them in the controlled climate, it's a problem. So the Lions have to do a better job because they invested in a lot of Broly, thick guys. Think about it. DJ Reader, Lane McNeil, Broderick Martin. The smallest guys, Levon Zarike or Makai Wingo, but we didn't see much of him last year. So they like big, physical, strong guys on the inside. Aiden Hutchinson was a guy that played on the inside at Michigan. Josh Pascal is a guy that could play inside. So they really don't believe in speed guys. They don't believe in them. Linebackers, big as hell. Anazoni, I didn't know he was 6'3", 6'4", 240. Jack Campbell, 6'3", 6'4", 240. Y'all, and it's a trade-off. They great at stopping the run. But when they get to go sideline to sideline, it becomes a problem. So, it becomes an actual problem. So, they got to incorporate speed. They just have to incorporate it. They're not going to be a good defense if they incorporate speed. They have to. So a guy like James Pearce, I'm not worried about putting muscle on his frame. He's durable. Not worried about it. If I got to start him as a situational pass rusher, okay, cool. But what I do see from him, he will stop the run. He reads stuff well. He diagnoses plays well. He get in the backfield. And he brings something the Lions don't have. Even with Aiden Hutchinson, they don't have somebody that can... They have a lot of near-miss sacks. And one of their leaders in near-miss sacks when they get back there is Josh Pascal. They just don't have a pass rusher who can close the gap in speed. They just miss these guys. And these mobile quarterbacks break out or some statue quarterbacks break out. They just miss guys. And when you look at James Pearce, he's built like Josh Sweat. He's built like the brother that played for the Panthers and shit that moved to New York. I always forget his name. I like him a lot. Burns. He's built like them. Long, rangy. And you got to understand, as his body matures, as his body matures throughout his career, he'll naturally get his man strength and naturally get thicker. From just looking at a little bit of his film, he closes that gap. He stops the run. He's a terrific football player. I don't see too many weaknesses. But they missing that guy that can just close that gap on a quarterback. That's what they missing. He's a great guy. He's great in pursuit. He ain't no lazy dude. He give effort, and people talk about his character. Look here, man. Everybody that's great at their job is not gonna be likable. When they start talking about character, he can be a no-nonsense type of guy. He could be a guy that keep to himself. He could be arrogant. He could be, an asshole. But that's life. If everybody was this nice person, life would be boring. There's room for everybody on the football team. Talkers, bad motherfuckers that walk the edge of the rules, saints, God-fearing guys, tough guys that just here to get. It's room for everybody. And a lot of times when people get from my experiences, when people have a reputation, when people have a reputation, a lot of times it's not their reputation. Oh, watch out for him. He's a shitty guy, and you know him, and he ain't been shitty to you. He been nice to you. So how can I turn around and say he a shitty guy, but my experience with him has been great, or with her has been great? So the character is character, but he got exactly what the Lions need: speed, and he got pursuit. So, as long as he ain't missing football games or nothing like that, I don't care. The size, he'd eventually put the size on. It'd eventually come. No diddy. He'd eventually gain weight naturally. I wouldn't even worry about putting weight on him. I just wouldn't worry about it. Oh man, what if he doesn't stop the run well? Well, that's what. So be it. But when I seen on film, he stops the run pretty well. He uses speed for penetration. They blitz him up the middle. They blitz him. They send him off the edge. I just deal with that. I deal with it. And one thing about the Lions, they cornerbacks like to tackle. So that's another reason that they have a lot of success, is because the pursuit of their linebackers, how good they DBs tackle from the safeties, Kirby tackle, Branch tackle, and the nickel, or I'll say on the strong safety. Yo, nickel, Amik tackle, Terrion tackle. So either they DBs tackle, but they missing on that turf. They missing that speed, bro. They missing it. They missing that speed, man. They missing it. So they can continue to run from the problem, but until they get faster, you gonna continue to struggle with Jaden Daniels. That's just a fact. Healthy or not healthy, you're gonna continue to struggle with that guy. You gotta get guys that can run. That every time, if Hayden Hudson don't get a sack or Leem don't get the sack, nobody getting a sack. Unless they blitz and get that guy that can close that gap. That little second that the quarterback get away, his length, his reach, his speed, they not gonna get that second with him out there. Him and Hutch collapsing that pocket, and if the rumor is they looking to get a lot out of Levi Enrique playing his natural 3 technique position. So if he can play his natural position and not big in and get them some push on the inside, they're gonna be a problem. But I'm all for drafting Jaden Pearce Jr. That's what I'm for. But that's just my opinion on it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me everywhere. Appreciate the love, support, peace.